Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Wednesday, October the 17th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading. Your biggest trading obstacle. Can you guess? I'll give you a few seconds. So I'll pause the video. You think about it. So, your biggest trading obstacle? Look in the mirror. Unless you're a vampire, it's you. I was reading an email and they were talking about, I guess, one of the wise men, one of those Middle Eastern philosophers, said something to the effect that you're very wise if you focus on the process rather than the result. Now I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of it. And how that applies to trading is you follow your plan. You create your plan, write it down, put it on the computer chart. If you want to use my notes indicator, like there it is right there, and that's how I put this right on the chart. In fact, some people said that's like my best indicator ever. Anyway, not to get off the subject, but you follow your plan. And it's so funny because many traders out there will say something like, yeah, I was making all this money in demo. But as soon as they funded a real account, a live account, they lost. Why is that? A lot of people say, oh, it's the dealers, it's the brokers, no, it's not. It's you. As soon as you get some skin in the game, all of a sudden things change. I mean, it's no different than the example of shooting a foul shot, at the gym or in your backyard. When you're just messing around, yeah, you might go 9 for 10 or 10 for 10. You can plunk down foul shots like it's no big deal. But let the game be on the line. You're down by one. You got two foul shots. It's, the game 7 of the NBA Finals. And you've got, I don't know, 20,000 people screaming in the stadium. Can you sink those two foul shots? I mean, it's the same thing in trading. As soon as you put money on the game, money on the line, all of a sudden you start to think about things that you normally wouldn't think about. You're thinking about what happens if. And that's the problem that you have in trading. When you start to think, well, what happens if I enter this trade right now? Well, there's only two outcomes. Either you're going to come away with a profit or you're going to come away with a loss. It's not like there's some third option. So you need to get out of your own way and quit being your biggest obstacle. This is the voice of experience talking here. I've been my biggest obstacle most of my life. I'm all getting in my way a whole lot. But I've learned after, a few decades of laps around the sun that it's not about me. It's about the process. So when I show you these trades or these setups or these systems, you can take it all with a grain of sand. Check it out for yourselves. And then if it works for you, by all means, profit. Drain the banks. But if it doesn't, well, then find something that does. But no matter what indicator, method, system, plan you put in place, don't focus on the result each and every time. Focus on the process. Make sure you're doing it properly. And the one thing that you must do properly is your money and risk management. I know I say this every day. You see this chart, you know it's coming. You're just probably trying to figure out how I'm going to segue to it. But this is all part of the process. You do this. You don't have to think about it. Here's the two right there. Those are the two equations. You either do one or the other. If you know what your stop loss is, then you calculate your position size based on your risk. And your risk is a certain dollar or percentage that you're willing to lose per trade. This is simple stuff. Now we can see the euro yen looks like it's going back down. Wasn't this number around 70 yesterday? You see, it looks like it's heading back south at the moment. And on the weekly, you can see we're back here in that weekly wick zone. And there's still only one pair that hasn't filled the gap. It's Wednesday, so we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's still a chance. Okay, on the daily, you can see we entered the upper wick zone. We shot out. Now we're 50 pips below, 49, 50 pips below that upper wick zone. So taking that trade would have proved profitable. Euro yen clocking in at 82 pips on the range, which is the high minus the low. And you can see here, dollar yen's only 29 and only 3 pairs above 100 on the range. So you can see how prices moved into a zone and out of a zone. Here we got in the buy zone right there. I mean, you put this trade on right here. We talk about it every day. We know what the daily open is, 8 to 10 pips away. We put a long trade on, and here there was an opportunity to make money. Now people say, where do you take profit? I know I'm answering this every day now because people seem to keep asking it. Well, you see here, price entered the wick zone of the previous H1 candle, failed to leave it. So if it failed to leave it on this side, we know price doesn't like staying in the wick zone. So it came out the other side. You take your profit there, which would have been about, say 11 pip profit. Not bad, right? And then what happens here? You get a short. Once again, you take profit. Here, it made a new low. Never even entered the wick zone. You should just take your profit. Once again, you have a chance to make, 12, 13 pip profit there. Okay? Here, it entered the wick zone, came back, took a little heat, came back, and then right here, you see that wick? It's coming back the other way. You take your profit, which would have been about 8 or 9 pips. You got another opportunity right here as the train was leaving the station at the open, daily open minus 10, and you see what happened here. Now, you entered the trade and it came back. You might have popped out there, or had you been trading the whole time, you could have taken half off, leave half on, and you see you can make more money. You don't have to exit your entire position. You can put half on, you can then put the rest on, you can take half off and then take the rest off. And see here, we're right at the weekly open. Rat zone. See, we popped out, came back in. So either a small profit or a scratch. So maybe, I don't know if we'll have enough time to see if we get a rat reversal here or not. We took out the pivot. And yesterday we took out that weekly pivot. And you can see what price is doing. And here's weekly S1 and monthly S1 right down here. See, we only have 3 pivots. Will this one get taken out first, or will this one? Guess we'll have to wait and see. And once again, we have the price action screen. 3 ball at the bottom. See here, price was green at the line. You had an opportunity to make 5 or so pips. See, I can't remember why I put that at 5, but I'm going to change it back to 10. Must have had it on a lower time frame. There we go. So now we're still looking at green at the line. So we'll have to let this hour close and see what happens. We'd have a long trigger at 129.40. Once again, right here on the previous 5 lines for the day, we look to go with candle color at the line. It's not rocket science. It's simple. And you see, this is how you can get in your own way when you start to throw other indicators on the chart, try to filter. We've already been over what happens when you filter. You can see here, we show this every day. Price doesn't like staying in the wick zone. It came out, came back in, gave you a chance to exit. And you see right now, that last trade would be worth about 50 some pips. You can see we've got a holo situation. We're almost at the top of the hour, so we'll probably get a new holo in just a few seconds. You can see a Larry Live short trade right here, trigger. There's the long trigger there. You can see we had a couple, let's see, it put that long trigger. There was a long here. Once again, on these inventory reduction bars, I look just to take just a handful of pips. Lots of selling going on right here. Horizontal line trade to the short side. You can see how the tick chart's moving along, and the Einstein line. Actually, need to reset something here. So we can look right here and put in a new Einstein line as if we just started the trade right there. Open the screen. Okay, it looks like we're at the top of the hour. What did we want to look at? Price action. So green at the line, you go long. Oh, I know. We also wanted to check out the checkout right here. See, we've got a new lowest open holo zone right here. So long at 129.33. So that's it for today, fellow traders. Just remember, you are your biggest obstacle. Get out of your own way, remove that obstacle, and then if your method is any good, you'll be profitable, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. Let's continue the draining of the banks.